Happy birthday, HECUA. You're almost as old as I am.
Happy 40th anniversary, HECUA.
Happy 40th birthday!
Happy birthday, HECUA.
I'd like to say happy 40th anniversary, HECUA. Keep up the good work.
Happy 40th anniversary, HECUA.
40 years is a really long time, and they've been doing the work all that time, and I wish that they would keep doing it because the skills and what they teach in those programs is so amazing.
I'm Gary Hesser. I guess I have the reputation of being on the board about as long as anybody, having been on the board for about, 30 years plus. When I think about HECUA, I think of it truly as a pioneer in experiential education and civic engagement. If you think back in those years, most colleges would not give credit for internships or experiential education. And it was the vision and the sophistication of again, Joel Torstenson, Don Irish, Paul Wellstone, who set the table for people like me, where we didn't have to fight the battle of was experiential education, when done well, worthy of academic credit. And since that time, HECUA, through all of the exciting things of rediscovering or discovering civic engagement, well, that's what our founders knew in their bones.
I'm Jane Kretzmann. I was in the 1968 Crisis Colony in North Minneapolis, and that was the predecessor to HECUA.
I'm Matt Kretzmann, and I went to Lawrence University, and I did the Urban Studies program in Oslo, Norway in 2001.
Our big experience was that we actually took classes. We were a community that did music. We went into churches and conducted services, but we also then had projects on the north side. And my particular one was to create a neighborhood newspaper. It was my very first encounter with poverty, that I worked with people who had so very little in terms of things, and yet had so much spirit within them. And that was an incredible experience.
I'm Dave Nasby, and I was the executive director of the City Inc. in South Minneapolis from 1970 to 1980. Got to know crisis community in those years because of the high level of collaboration that existed among program operators in the community at that time. I think we depended on each other for our individual success as well as our group success. It was important for us to know what was going on in the crisis community, and I think it was important for the crisis community to be aware of the fact that we had some resources that maybe it could use, and it was clear that the crisis community had resources that we needed as well. Right, Peter?
That was great. That was great. Hi, I'm Dr. Hayden. I'm Peter Hayden. I have a PhD in co-occurring disorders with emphasis on chemical health. I run a treatment program here in North Minneapolis called Turning Point. The genesis of all that was because of Crisis Colony. I'm so excited because it's a movement. We've talked a little earlier about it, and it's a revolution and a movement. And the reason I'm saying that is because you, who are sitting there watching us at this particular time, I want you to understand that academics is good, but the movement is better. And so we thank you. We thank you.
My name is Barbara Janetta. I went to Hamlin University and graduated in 1979, and I did MUST, the Metro Urban Studies term, in my senior year at Hamlin. I really credit MUST to where I am today, or what I've done in my life. I currently work at Network for Better Futures. We work with formerly incarcerated men and help them attach themselves to more stable housing, jobs, community networks, and healthcare. Previous to that, I worked at LISC in the community economic development field, and MUST really helped me build sort of a broader understanding of the world around me. And so I am where I am today because of MUST. Thanks.
I'm Einar Vannebo, Director of the International Summer School at the University of Oslo, Norway. The institution that I represent has been the base of the HECUA programs in Scandinavia since 1973. Scandinavian Urban Studies term was in fact the first HECUA program offered abroad. The ISS and HECUA share a common vision. We aim to offer educational programs that are experiential and formative, and consequently make a difference to students and to society. This is a vision that one cannot take for granted in the world of education today. I look forward to moving on with HECUA to face new challenges.
Hey HECUA, I'm Dylan Kesty, graduated from DSE 2008, and I'm a graduate of the College of St. Scholastica in Global Politics and Communications. Happy anniversary, and I hope we have 40 more years. Thank you so much for everything you've done for me in my past. As a DSE student, I remember the family I built, the international family who I've been able to visit around the world and stay in touch with. It's been beautiful. And also, DSE was a launch pad for not only my future education, but now my future graduate studies and careers in environmental and food justice. Thank you, and keep up the good work, guys. Happy anniversary.
Hi, I want to be with you in this big celebration. 40 years for HECUA, 12 years of the programs in Ecuador, hundreds of students, nice experiences, hard experiences sometimes, but lots of learnings. Un abrazo desde Ecuador para todos. Bye.
Hello there from Northern Ireland. My name's Nigel Glennie and I'm the Programme Director for the Northern Ireland Democracy and Social Change Programme. HECUA's Northern Ireland programme has been delivered by the UNESCO Centre here at the University of Ulster for 10 years now, and I've just completed my 5th HECUA programme with another group of talented and courageous students. And thinking of HECUA's 40th anniversary, I think of the last 40 years here in Northern Ireland, which have been a time of conflict and more recently a time of transition from conflict to peace. Thinking of home and these things, I cannot help but be inspired by HECUA's foundation and the work that HECUA has continued to do since. Seamus Heaney, one of our great poets, in speaking of hope, history and justice, encourages us with these words. So hope for a great sea change on the far side of revenge, believe that a further shore is reachable from here. Thank you, HECUA, for inspiring us and for believing that further shores are indeed reachable from here. From all of your friends and colleagues here at the University of Ulster, may I wish you very, very happy 40th anniversary.
Hi, I'm Mary Callahan Schreiber.
And I'm Robbie Callahan Schreiber.
I'm a graduate of St. Kate's and also a graduate of the HECUA MUST 2005 program and a former employee of HECUA. And now I work at Big Brothers, Big Sisters of the Greater Twin Cities. I support mentors and the children that they're mentoring. And it's a really relationship-based work. And I think that's something from HECUA that I've taken with me, is that focusing on and learning how to create and cultivate really meaningful and deep relationships through conversation and also through action.
And I'm an alumnus of the Environmental Sustainability Program and was also a teaching assistant and research coordinator for several semesters after I was a student, and am now currently employed at the Science Museum of Minnesota in the Kitty Anderson Youth Science Center, and I'm a manager of our new Alumni and Internships program, and am working with young people after they graduate out of our high school program to provide them with quality science learning and work experiences. And I've found that my work with undergraduates in the HECUA program has instilled in me the values of a higher education and in the need to create access points for people who aren't necessarily represented in those areas. And this is our daughter Maeve, who is a wonderful product of our love and relationship and the values that were instilled in us in our HECUA work and learning experiences.
Yeah. So thank you, HECUA, for giving us many, many gifts.
Thanks.
My name is Hortense McLeod, and I was a HECUA student in the Writing for Social Change in the year 2010. It's a core thing in human beings, is like how our beliefs can shape how our world looks, and how we have to be able to examine and challenge those. And I think that HECUA, and especially Writing for Social Change, all of the literature we wrote was just, like addressing these really kind of core issues, like what is it we believe and why do we believe it, and do we need to change our minds about these things? Mm-hmm. At this point, I am enrolled at United Theological Seminary and in the process of getting my MDiv as a Unitarian Universalist minister. And so to have that hands-on experience with a social action program was great.
Yeah, it's been a great pleasure to work with HECUA over these past 11 years. It's meant a lot to our students, and I think it's meant a lot to the American students who come with HECUA. It has also taught us a lot about our own country as we went around with them. That's really been the icing on the cake for me. It's very nice to know that HECUA has reached its 40th year, and I wish it a very happy anniversary.
I send you the HECUA many greetings from IUB and also on my personal behalf. I hope through this program, I think American students, they really learn about real Bangladesh, and I'm sure when they go back, they are a different person. I'm really glad that HECUA is celebrating its 40th anniversary. It's really great, and I'm really happy to be involved with the HECUA program. Thank you very much, and thank you.
That kind of pioneering, listening to voices from the community as partners in education that have marked us in the beginning. And so happy birthday. 40 years is not only a great ride, but I'm sure there's at least 40 more ahead of us. Happy birthday.